Have you ever wondered how few people retain certain abilities after the age of 65? There's a common belief that aging inevitably brings slowing down, decline, and a loss of one's former vigor. But what if there's another way to look at things? What if certain signs indicate that you're not just aging, but aging exceptionally well? Discover 8 signs that show you belong to an elite group of people who don't lose ground as they get older. You may not even realize how unique your journey is. From physical endurance to mental clarity, each of these signs reveals profound truths about longevity, resilience to disease, and overall health. If you find even one of these signs in yourself, consider yourself a true treasure. After all, most people your age can no longer boast the same. Stay with us, and you'll not only recognize these rare qualities, but also understand why they're so important for a long, healthy, and fulfilling life. Get ready to discover the secrets of exceptional aging. A strong grip is one of the most significant, though often overlooked indicators of longevity. If a person retains the ability to shake hands firmly, carry heavy grocery bags without difficulty, or easily open cans, it's a sign of good physical condition. Grip strength reflects not only the condition of the muscles in the hands, but also overall body muscle mass, nervous system function, and even heart health. Studies show that older adults with strong grips tend to live longer, recover faster from illnesses, and maintain independence in old age. A weak grip turns simple everyday tasks into serious challenges. Difficulty holding a mug or maintaining balance when getting up from a chair isn't just an annoying inconvenience, but a clear sign of declining physical strength. However, if the grip remains strong, it indicates that the body retains its functionality, endurance, and resilience. For example, consider the story of 75-year-old Frank, who enjoys gardening, easily lifting flower pots and using garden tools. One day, his doctor noted that his grip strength surpassed that of many 50-year-old men. This isn't just a point of pride, but evidence that Frank's entire body remains stronger than most of his peers. Grip strength is directly related to the ability to maintain mobility and avoid falls, which is a serious problem for older people. Strong hands allow one to stabilize their body when needed, hold on to railings confidently, and continue to engage in favorite activities without much effort. Thus, a strong grip can be seen as a favorable sign, indicating that the body is aging surprisingly well. The ability to get up from the floor without assistance is an important indicator of physical health and longevity. This ability demonstrates flexibility, good balance, developed coordination, and core strength, which are often lost with age. The ease of performing this action is not just a convenience, but a predictive factor for maintaining independence in the future. In everyday life, this skill manifests in many situations. When needing to retrieve something from under the couch, while playing with grandchildren on the floor, or when stretching after a walk. Many older people have difficulty getting up from the floor, forced to rely on their knees or use furniture for support. The ability to smoothly transition from a seated position on the floor to a standing position indicates good physical fitness. An example is 72-year-old Margaret, who regularly practices yoga and easily performs transitions between positions without losing balance. Her doctor noted that most women her age cannot perform this exercise without assistance. This is because performing this movement requires not only muscle strength, but also overall body control, joint mobility, and lower body strength. Studies show that people who have difficulty getting up from the floor without using their hands are twice as likely to experience impaired mobility and health problems. Maintaining this ability reduces the risk of falls, supports joint health, and ensures active muscle work even during simple movements. If a person retains this ability, it indicates that their body is functioning better than most people their age. Maintaining proper posture without much effort is an important indicator of healthy aging. The ability to stand straight with shoulders back, walk without slouching, and sit without hunching puts a person in a more advantageous position compared to most of their peers. Poor posture can weaken core muscles, cause back pain, and even lead to breathing problems over time. However, maintaining proper body alignment indicates that the spine, muscles, and joints provide reliable support, a relatively rare occurrence among older adults. Posture affects not only appearance, but also plays a vital role in mobility, balance, and the functioning of internal organs. Proper spinal alignment promotes full lung expansion, ensuring better oxygen intake and increased energy levels. Conversely, constant slouching forces the body to work harder to compensate, leading to fatigue and discomfort. For example, consider the story of George, a 74-year-old retired teacher. He still walks with a confident gait, a straight back, and his head held high. Many people think he is younger than he is, all thanks to his excellent posture. George's doctor once noted that most men his age suffer from spinal compression or forward lean, but he is surprisingly well maintained. George's secret lies in his efforts to maintain an active lifestyle, strengthen his core muscles, and avoid habits that contribute to slouching. Posture directly affects balance and fall prevention. Poor posture shifts the center of gravity forward, increasing the risk of losing balance. Proper body alignment promotes natural weight distribution, reduces stress on joints, and increases stability. If a person can maintain an upright position without discomfort or constant reminders, it indicates that their body is aging with strength and resilience. Effortlessly rising from a chair without using one's hands is a hallmark of physical strength. At first glance, it may seem insignificant, but the ability to stand up without relying on arm support is an important indicator of physical strength and independence. With age, especially after 65, many people gradually lose strength and mobility in their lower body, making it significantly harder to rise from a seated position. However, if a person can still stand up effortlessly, it demonstrates the harmonious function of their leg muscles, core, and balance system. This ability, unfortunately, is often taken for granted until it begins to fade. Consider how often you have to stand and sit throughout the day, getting up from the couch, getting out of the car, or rising from the table. All these everyday movements require coordinated leg strength, core stability, and coordination. Difficulty performing these movements can serve as an early warning sign of decreased muscle strength or joint stiffness. However, if rising from a chair is easy, it demonstrates a level of physical fitness that many older adults have already lost. Take the example of 72-year-old Lydia, who never thought about her physical fitness until she noticed that her friends needed help getting up from chairs. One day, her grandson challenged her to stand up from the floor without using her hands, and she was surprised to find that she could do it with ease. Her secret to success is regular walking, stretching, and light strength exercises that keep her body in excellent shape. Why is this ability so important? It is a key indicator of longevity. Studies show that older adults who can rise from a seated position without assistance tend to live longer and maintain independence for many years. This means they have enough muscle strength, joint flexibility, and coordination to prevent falls, which is one of the main problems associated with aging. If a person can still easily get up from a chair, they should appreciate their body's capabilities, as this skill becomes increasingly rare over time. The ability to balance on one leg for more than 10 seconds is an often underestimated indicator of physical fitness. Stability, which seems natural, can gradually deteriorate with age. If a person can stand on one leg for more than 10 seconds without losing balance or needing support, it indicates good physical fitness compared to many of their peers. Research shows that impaired balance in older adults is directly linked to an increased risk of falls, injuries, and, consequently, a shorter life expectancy. A simple test can reveal the state of balance. While standing, lift one leg a few inches off the floor and try to hold that position, counting to 10. The ease of performing this exercise indicates good coordination, leg strength, and healthy neurological function. If you notice shakiness, the need to quickly lower your foot, or a need for support, it may indicate the need to improve stability and muscle control. An example is the story of Frank, a 77-year-old retired carpenter. Being an active person, he began to feel unstable when walking on uneven surfaces as he got older. During one of his visits to the doctor, he was offered a balance test, which he barely passed for 5 seconds. This case became a call to action for him. Frank began doing simple exercises to improve his balance, such as heel-to-toe walking and standing on one leg while brushing his teeth. As a result, after a few months, he could stand on one leg for more than 15 seconds. Maintaining good balance plays an important role in preventing falls, which are the main cause of serious injuries among older adults. In addition, It is an indicator of the general condition of muscles, the connection between the brain and the body, as well as mobility. Deterioration of balance is often a harbinger of loss of strength and coordination. The ability to easily maintain balance indicates good physical condition. It is recommended to conduct a self-test. Standing, raise one leg and assess how long you can stay in this position. If the time exceeds 10 seconds, it means that a person enters a rare group of older people with exceptional stability. It is important to continue to maintain this ability as it helps to maintain independence and mobility for many years. Getting up from the floor without using your hands is a task that seems commonplace, but is actually a kind of strength test. This is a test that reveals the level of strength, flexibility, coordination, and overall mobility of a person. If an individual can easily lower themselves to the floor and get up again without using their hands as support, this indicates that they belong to the category of people prone to longevity and maintaining independence in old age. The ability to effortlessly get up from the floor is due to a harmonious combination of core strength, leg strength, a sense of balance, and joint elasticity. Over time, these abilities tend to weaken, making it difficult to get up from a low position. However, when a person retains this ease, it serves as a clear sign of the smooth operation of their muscles, joints, and coordination. As an example, we can cite the story of 72-year-old Joan, a grandmother who has been leading an active lifestyle for many years. Once, while playing with her grandchildren on the floor, she realized that she could get up without help, as before. Her doctor later noted that this simple ability testifies to the strength of her muscles, the flexibility of her joints, and an excellent sense of balance. Studies confirm that people who have difficulty getting up from the floor without support are at increased risk of falls, loss of mobility, and even premature death. This is because this condition signals a decrease in muscle mass, stability, and overall physical functionality. At the same time, those who retain this ability naturally often have the opportunity to remain active, prevent injuries, and maintain independence at the age of 80 and older. If such a check has not been carried out for a long time, it is worth trying. You need to sit on the floor and then get up without using your hands, palms, or knees as support. If this can be done smoothly, it indicates that you belong to a small and happy group of older people who have maintained excellent mobility. If this causes difficulties, do not despair, because it is never too late to start strengthening the core, increasing flexibility, and working on movements that contribute to a feeling of strength and possibilities. Maintaining the ability to easily carry groceries is an important indicator of physical health and longevity. If a person can easily carry bags of groceries without feeling significant tension, this indicates their excellent physical shape compared to most people in their age group. Grip strength, upper body endurance, and core stability play a key role in performing everyday tasks. Studies confirm that grip strength is one of the most reliable predictors of longevity. The ability to carry weight reflects not only the strength of the arms, but also the strength of the bones, the stability of the shoulder girdle, and the overall functionality of the body. With age, these indicators naturally decrease, so maintaining ease when lifting and carrying objects indicates an excellent condition of muscles, joints, and the nervous system. An example is the story of Walter, a 74-year-old retired teacher. He realized his advantage when he noticed that young people were having difficulty carrying heavy bags, while he coped with this task without effort. He was even offered help, which he declined with a smile. This case underscores the importance of an active lifestyle and strength training for maintaining physical fitness in old age. Doctors note that a weak grip and difficulty lifting objects are early signs of declining health. Loss of muscle mass, osteoporosis, and decreased nerve conduction contribute to weakness. If carrying groceries, lifting a chair, or holding objects for extended periods becomes challenging, it may indicate the need to strengthen muscles and bones. However, if a person can still carry grocery bags without difficulty, without experiencing shortness of breath or fatigue, it indicates the maintenance of functional strength, allowing them to live independently and enjoy life without physical limitations. To maintain this strength, it is recommended to continue an active lifestyle, engage in strength training, and perform hand exercises such as squeezing a tennis ball or lifting light weights. These simple actions will help keep muscles and grip strong for years to come. The ability to easily lower oneself to the floor and rise back up without assistance is an important indicator of long-term mobility and independence. At first glance, this may seem insignificant, but it is worth considering that for many people over 65, this simple movement becomes a real challenge. This process involves balance, leg strength, flexibility, and core stability. And those who retain this ability significantly reduce the risk of injury, hospitalization, and overall health decline. Imagine 80-year-old Emma playing with her grandchildren on the living room floor. When it was time to get up, she casually placed her foot, pushed off with her hands, and rose easily. Her daughter was amazed, noting that many people 20 years younger are not capable of such a feat. Emma did not realize that her ease of movement was evidence of incredible strength, balance, and longevity. Doctors use the so-called sit-to-stand test to assess overall health and mortality risk. Studies show that people who have difficulty getting up from the floor have a significantly increased risk of falls, fractures, and long-term mobility problems. If a person can lower themselves and rise without support or assistance, they are in a rare group of older adults who have retained functional movement, a skill that many lose with age. Why is this so important? Falls and the inability to get up are a leading cause of serious injuries in older adults. Many face difficulties not only because of the fall itself, but also because of the lack of strength and coordination to recover. Ease in these movements indicates good leg, core, and balance system function, which is a source of pride. Daily practice is important to maintain this ability. Simple exercises such as bodyweight squats, lunges, and core strengthening exercises will help keep muscles toned. If getting up from the floor is difficult now, don't despair. Starting with supported exercises, using a chair or pillow, you can gradually regain mobility. The main thing is to keep moving. If the ability to rise and fall is maintained naturally, it puts a person in a privileged position, making them part of a rare and functionally developed group. In conclusion, reflecting on these 8 remarkable abilities, it should be noted, if a person easily performs all of the above, they are in a select circle of people who have managed to maintain their physical strength, mobility, and mental clarity for a significantly longer period than is usually expected in adulthood. Experience shows that aging is not synonymous with losing everything, but rather a process of adaptation, preservation, and even flourishing in areas where others may not expect it. Which of these skills made the biggest impression? Does the person possess all 8, or only some of them? Or maybe there is something you would like to improve. Everyone's opinion is very important. Readers are invited to leave a comment and share their thoughts on what they have learned and how they plan to apply it in their lives. Reading comments is a powerful incentive and support for authors. If the presented material was helpful and interesting, the authors ask you to like and share it with others. Audience support helps create quality content that informs and inspires. The authors thank you for watching and express their hope to meet you in the next